Good morning, Jacqui. Thank you very much for sitting down with me here this morning.
It's my privilege. Thank you.
Fantastic. So, want to jump into it? Have a few questions for you. What are some of the most significant challenges that you face or intend to face over the next 12 months?
Well, I'm a very, very optimistic person. I'm always a three-quarter full glass person, and I think we're coming out of a very, very challenging time, and I think the biggest challenge that we will have is to be able to keep on top of change. And because of all of these opportunities that this economy has presented, it will now be how do we respond to that change as quickly and as with agility and with flexibility. That will be our challenge.
Yeah, you're seeing it every day. I see it all the time. Change is such a huge component of everything we're doing.
It really is.
So then to kind of move to the positive, where do you see some of the opportunities then, maybe coming out of change over the next 12 to 24 months?
The opportunities that I see are rethinking how we work. We are a profession that certainly has some quality control, quality assurance issues, but how do we shift our profession? We're regulated for sure, but how do we operate nimbly? And, we've only got time. What we offer is time, and we offer a thing called drawings. But how do we do that in a way where everybody gets to participate and we still build beautiful, sound, functional spaces? So I think that is our opportunity.
So who do you think we've got to get on board with that first? Who's going to be the leader to make that happen?
We need our patrons to get involved, the people that are paying our bills, the people that are actually asking us for services, that they actually see that, okay, we do really, really value this vision, we value this imagination. And that's what I think has to get on board. We all believe in ourselves. We just need other people to believe in us.
Totally. Makes total sense to me. So then, as we look ahead to the evolution of Calgary, what urbanization and development trends do you see over the next decade as we kind of move along?
The urbanization and development, I think we're going to see a lot of transformation of communities. And from the idea of just transforming even our own mini little residential sorts of ways to our communities, to our buildings. And, we've got shopping malls that are 30, 40 years old. What could they become so that they're not dead spaces? And then through that, recognizing that these spaces that we build, when we build them now, we have to future-proof those. We have to make sure that they have the ability to transform and translate to a very changing environment.
Much more sustainable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Total sense.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's very exciting to think about what could something become and to work with that vision.
So then does that vision stay the same, or does it change as we move outside of the province and go kind of nationally?
It's changing, and you just have to be on board with what's going on and play with it. But that said, it was a real traditional role. You'll hire the architect or the designer to come up with this, and then somebody follows through in building it. I think we now all have a big part of following that vision through.
Absolutely. So then with that vision, which is the new technology or trend you think that's going to kind of pioneer that vision and become the real game changer that we move ahead into?
Okay, so I come from two worlds, the analog world and the digital world. So analog is the ability to quickly scribe what you're thinking. Whenever I pick up a pen and I go to the whiteboard, I can command an audience. So let's not let go of the old technology either. People are talking about robotics. People are talking about artificial intelligence. I'm really interested in seeing what 3D printing is going to do for us when we can literally print our furniture or print our spaces. I think that will be kind of an exciting thing as well.
It's a crazy change, but I do find it very interesting that you still touch on that human component, that interactive component. You can never you can't really get away from that, despite all the screens we have, despite all the other ways you can connect with people. It means a lot more when you connect directly with someone.
I think there's more and more science that indicates that the more exposed we are to technology, the more distress we will feel in our lives. And just went to a talk yesterday where we identified that any hit of a like on Facebook is equivalent to taking a shot of whiskey, just that adrenaline or that dopamine that you get from it. So how do we get back to those more analog or just more texture, more community? We did this study with a developer, and what we talked about is, the question is, what's going to happen? How should we build our buildings of the future? What are people's needs? And I really don't think we can anticipate need, but what we can look at are what are those things that have never changed, and that is people need to connect, they need to belong, and they want to give back. And if we can incorporate that somehow in our communities and our spaces, then I think we're doing a good job.
Nice. So then with that technology, we talk about that referring to the younger generation. What advice would you give to the younger generation kind of coming into the industry or just getting into the industry right now?
I would give, okay, this is my thing. I think I've survived because I don't take myself seriously, that I love to learn, and I make it a strict habit to always think about enjoying myself and playing. And
So
I would just say to always just look for that joy in life and love what you do. You know, just have a passion, and I think from your heart, you will be able to give something to the world.
You bring your own weather, right?
you bring your own weather,
You gotta have your own fun.
Yeah.
You gotta make something something better as you can.
Right.
Awesome. So then, when you look back on your own career, what was one of the best projects you've ever had the opportunity to work on?
So I just finished it. It was the Atco Commons, the Atco commercial
yeah.
building. I fell in love with the leadership there. They had a real vision. They're audacious, and I get on board when I'm with that kind of a leader. And what they were able to do is bring a beautiful, beautiful campus together that really believed in people. And it's not just a building; it's a beautiful piece of architecture designed by Picard Chilton. Gibbs Gage was the architect of record on it. Slies and Evans, when I was there, was the interior design on it. So I just feel very, very proud. And when I go watch people using this space, it brings a smile to my face.
It's almost like one of your children at the end of the day.
I know.
A little bit.
I know it is. Yeah.
Because I don't know if for better or for worse.
That's right.
Perfect. So then, kind of, out of the many economic differentiators that we've kind of referenced along the way, which one do you think is emerging that we should be concentrating our efforts on? What's going to be the real difference maker to come out on top?
Okay, one more time with that.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. I got to take it as in.
No problem. So out of the many economic differentiators emerging,
Okay.
which one do you think we should concentrate our efforts on? Which one will come out on top? Whether it be the green building movement, the surge in tech, maybe diversifying away from oil and gas. Just which differentiators really do you think we should focus on?
I think health and wellness. I think wellness is a really, really big piece of that. So we've gone from sustainability into health and wellness, but I look at the propensity of mental illness, and I really, really do believe that will be the difference, because if we have not got our mental health, all of that falls apart. So how do we concentrate on building a more vital? And how do you define prosperity? It's more than just money in your pocket. Prosperity and vitality is a much bigger picture.
I think that goes hand in hand with you referring to being like a shot of whiskey, and how technology is impacting us in ways that it never has in the past.
Exactly.
And health and wellness, mental health is so critical in this day and age. I think that you've really touched on and nailed the point there. So awesome. Jacqui, thank you very much for sitting down with me today. I appreciate it.
That was wonderful. Thank you.